Welcome to Flow Racing's coverage of the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. Race number 10 on the season, the Robert Jeffries Memorial. 99 laps here today at this .455 mile oval known as Caraway Speedway. The cars are lining up on the front stretch, and this one is going to be a blast. Just 2 races to go, including this one, until the playoffs for the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. Great shot there of the Modifieds lining up on the front stretch of this very famous racetrack for Tour-type Modifieds in this area. The 81st time the Smart Modified Tour is competing at Caraway Speedway. Let's take a look at the point standings coming into this race. As we mentioned, just 2 to go until the cutoff. And the race to get into the top 5 is on right now. Some movers and shakers after last week's trip towards the shore of North Carolina. And because of that, we have some movers and shakers right there. Joey Coulter climbing into the top 5. The cutoff is 5th place. The top 5 will make it into the playoffs. Those drivers will compete for the championship in the final 3 races of the year. And right now you see Luke Baldwin's got a stranglehold on the lead. Newman in 2nd, Hartwig there in 3rd. But certainly from 4th on back to about 7th, it could go any way in this race and next week's race next Saturday in Spotsylvania, Virginia at Dominion Raceway. So a lot on the line in terms of points, but Luke Baldwin hoping to pick up his 2nd straight Smart Modified Tour Championship at the end of the season. All the drivers coming to the front stretch right now. In qualifying earlier, it was Carson Lofton winning the Pace-O-Matic Pole Award behind the wheel of the car that his dad drove the past couple of seasons with this Smart Tour. That's Shady Grady Racing, number 15. So Carson Lofton, his 2nd career pole award in the Smart Modified Tour. We will have the Citrus Safe Grill Cleaners Carolina Drilling drone coverage live today here on Flow Racing as well. And that is the drone with a good look at these 600 horsepower machines lined up on the straightaway. We're going to get right to the starting lineup here today. We'll see the Citrus Safe Grill Cleaners choose cone as well throughout the event. On the pole for this one, in the number 39 machine, a former NASCAR Canada Series champion making his 2nd start with the Smart Modified Tour in the number 39. It is Caden Lapsovich. On the outside, in that number 15, the Pace-O-Matic pole sitter and Caraway winner last year. Welcome back to Carson Lofton. Starting on the inside of row number 2. From Toms River, New Jersey, it's Kyle Sisko in the 31. And to his outside, another New Jersey speedster sitting 3rd in the point standings, the number 73 of Paulie Hartwig. In row number 3 on the inside, looking for his 1st career win with the Smart Tour, 5th in points is Jake Crum. He will line up in that 99 car. To his outside, a 3-time champion in the number 1 Citrus Safe machine for Burt Myers. Row number 4, the only 2-time winners on the Smart Modified Tour this year. On the inside, the Rocket Man Ryan Newman, the Shitty Coolers number 2. To his outside, the Pace-O-Matic 7 VA, that is Luke Baldwin. Rounding out your top 10 starters here today, the number 25 race car in the Dancer Farms machine for Andretti. That is Danny Bone, who won the most recent Smart race here at Caraway Speedway. To his outside, the Long Island native in the 79 for Hillbilly Motorsports. That's Joey Braun, who sits right outside the cut for the championship playoffs. In the next row, starting 11th, Slate Myers, the 4th generation Myers family to run modified racing. In that number 4 car starts 11th. To his outside, former 5th place finisher here at Caraway Speedway in the number 21, it's Jimmy Wallace. And a big welcome back as well to the number 40 Bass Pro Shops car with 2 wins to his credit in crate modified action at Ace Speedway, Carter McMurray. To his outside, the 16 VA, that is Jonathan Cash. Jonathan with a great win last Friday night at Coastal Plains Raceway in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Behind that, Jack Baldwin, who is riding a streak of 2 consecutive top 5 finishes in the 7NY. Behind that, 4th place points person in the Gray Ghost 0-2 for Joey Coulter, former NASCAR Truck Series winner. And then beyond that, you got Joel Bellinger in the 25. Daniel Yates is there, hoping to get back in the top 10 in points. Melissa Fifield in the 0-1 car. Jason Tutterow in the number 22. And starting at the tail end of the field here today will be the 55 car of Jeremy Gerstner, who is a former winner in Tour-type modified competition at Caraway Speedway. So much at stake here today, with 2 races remaining until we get to the playoff cutoff. 3 races then will be decided to determine a champion. Luke Baldwin definitely in control, but when we get to North Wilkesboro, it will be a winner-take-all situation among those 3 drivers. There's an elimination strategy in the final 3 races. We'll talk about that during today's race. This race yesterday rained out, postponed until today, a Sunday afternoon matinee, if you will. And I love daytime racing in modifieds throughout the years at places like Thompson and now here at Caraway Speedway. Folks, we need you to get up on your feet. This is your chance to stand up, salute your favorite driver as we salute you, the best fans in America. And a big happy birthday to Hush Puppy on the flag stand, our official starter of the Smart Modified Tour. We live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower. Hush Puppy turned 19 here today and the flagman for the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. Beautiful area just down the road from Asheboro, North Carolina, the Zoo City. That's where the North Carolina Zoological Park is. Been there with my family several times, but this area, just a quaint little area with a lot of small towns. A beautiful ride off of 85 over to this .455 mile oval. Still a couple of laps until we go green. Yesterday, they had about 20, 30 minutes of practice before the rains came down. Not a lot of time to dial in your race car. They were lined up for qualifying, and then Mother Nature unleashed her fury here in Sophia, North Carolina. Today, the modified stars came back. Qualifying was laid out for these teams, and now we are about to go green. Caden Lapsevich and Carson Lofton on the front row for the Robert Jeffries Memorial. By the grace of God and 600 horsepower, we are green here at Caraway Speedway for 99 laps. Lofton able to grab the top spot. Lapsevich was laughing about the fact that he had a pole once before and did not lead a single lap. Well, he's not going to lead the first one here, as the Shady Grady Racing with Carson Lofton behind the wheel, the leader of lap number 1. Watch Kyle Sisko dueling with Paulie Hartwig for the 3rd spot. Hartwig not good in practice yesterday, but good in qualifying here today. Hartwig in that orange 73 on the outside of Sisko, but is going to relinquish that spot. Jake Crum tries to stick his nose underneath that 73, but cannot get there just yet. Then number 15 leading, vacated by Bryce Bailey. It's the 4th time that car has won the Pace-O-Matic Pole Award, now won by Carson Lofton, 3 by Bryce Bailey. I'm told Bryce Bailey will be back with us either at Dominion or the final race after that, which will be Franklin County Speedway. single file throughout the top 10 right now. You see lots of smoke in the air, no problems whatsoever with any of the cars on the racetrack. First lap on the track, they lit off some fireworks here off of turn number 2 at Caraway, and that's why you do see some smoke in the air here at Caraway. It's Lofton over Lapsevich, Cisco, Hartwig, and Crum, your top 5. Behind that, some heavy hitters. 6th place, Luke Baldwin in the Pace-O-Matic 7 VA. A little bit further back in the field, we do have some side-by-side racing. It involves one of our championship competitors, the 02 of Joey Coulter, moving by the 40 machine with Bass Pro Shops on the side. That is Carter McMurray. Now Joey Coulter going up and trying to catch Jack Baldwin, but back up at the top of the heat. That top 10 looks very solid. There's Jack Baldwin in the 7 New York. Last 2 races have been very good for him, including a runner-up finish last Saturday night at Carteret. Carter McMurray behind that now. Slowing up just a little bit. He's got Jeremy Gerstner behind him. Gerstner went to the tail of the field. Further up front, we got a battle in the top 5 as well. Luke Baldwin able to get his 7 VA underneath. Jake Crum in a battle for 5th. Burt Myers trying to fill the hole as well. Myers in that beautiful Sag Raps number 1 machine. Crum loses the spot to Baldwin. Baldwin in the top 5. Now Burt Myers up to 6th. Not Ryan Newman is there trying to stick his nose underneath the 99 as well. Jake Crum going to settle in right now to the 7th spot. Nope, Newman is there. The 99 washed up. Newman able to get underneath. Now Ryan Newman trying to make his way to the front. Newman has not won here at Caraway Speedway. Newman, best effort, a 2nd place run, but Newman with 2 victories this year on the Smart Tour. We're showing you the best battle on the racetrack on our Flow Racing broadcast. Still Newman and Crum side by side. Crum desperately wants a good finish right now. He's hoping to make it into the playoffs, but he's right there in the thick of things on the bubble in the 5th spot. Crum started off the season very strong in that 99. It's been a roller coaster after that. One of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now, though. Also in that frame there, just behind the top 5, is the 79 of Joey Braun. Carson Lofton still leads over 2nd place running Caden Lapsevich. And Lapsevich is such a talent behind the wheel. Lapsevich, NASCAR Canada Series champion, former Winchester 400 pole sitter, runs just about everything, has won a couple of Glass City 200s up at Toledo Speedway in Ohio. The kid is good, looking for any ride, any opportunity he can get to get behind the wheel of a race car. We go back a little bit further. This is just outside the top 10. Joey Coulter and Jack Baldwin duking it out for position. Coulter with a very poor qualifying effort for that 02 machine. I'm sure he was frustrated with that, but hoping to move his way through the field. Just behind those cars, side-by-side battle, Jonathan Cash, who won last Friday at Coastal Plains Raceway, getting by the 55 of Jeremy Gerstner. Kyle Cisco riding in that 3rd spot has got a bunch of people right behind him. The U.S. Coins machine of that 31 right now, keeping his pace steady. But is he slowing down or slowing up the cars in behind him? That is the big question right now. Hartwig has been strong, but he had some people not very happy with him last week at Carteret County Speedway. Because of all the rain that we had here at Caraway, trust me, it was very heavy yesterday. A limited amount of grip for a lot of these guys on this racetrack because of a green-style racetrack coming into the day. But as this race wears on, you're going to see that gain more and more grip with the rubber being laid down on the track. Hartwig pounding the 31 of Cisco. Second-generation race car driver is Kyle Cisco. Protected the bottom and then shot up the racetrack. bottlenecking the cars behind him. Hartwig is ready to be on the go. Hartwig didn't even have a bumper at the end of 99 laps at the Carteret Clash last Saturday night. Baldwin right behind him, Burt Myers, Jake Crum, and Ryan Newman. Joey Braun in the 79, running in 9th. 10th place is Danny Bone. But Danny Bone, a big gap between 9th and 10th place. Cisco just nice and steady, but definitely holding up the cars behind him. And at the same time, Caden Lapsevich starting to catch Carson Lofton ever so slightly. Before catching the slower car of Melissa Fifield, was almost on the back bumper of the leader, Carson Lofton. Race monitor incorrect on the timing and scoring right now. So if you wonder where that went, we'll have it return as soon as it corrects. But we can tell you it's Carson Lofton over Caden Lapsevich. There we go. 3rd place, Kyle Cisco. 4th, Paulie Hartwig. And 5th, Luke Baldwin. Cisco has gotten on the mat a little bit. Picked up his speeds a little bit. Hartwig able to stay with him. Baldwin losing ground a little bit to those two in front of him. Burt Myers behind Baldwin, having one of his best runs over the last few races. It has certainly been an up and down season for the 3-time series champion. But if there's one racetrack that Burt Myers can turn it around at, it will be Caraway Speedway, where he's an 18-time Tour-type modified winner. Danny Bone in that 25, the most recent smart winner here at Caraway Speedway on 4th of July weekend. Bone in the 10th spot right now. Big surprise from him out of qualifying, because we usually expect him to be a lot better. You see the orange and white checkered flag is out. That's to conclude Bell Helmets stage number 1. Carson Lofton, the winner. Caden Lapsevich in 2nd. And Kyle Cisco in that 3rd spot. Each one of those drivers will get a little extra bonus points towards their championship equation, as well as some extra cash in their pocket. Thank you to Bell Helmets, providing safety not only for teams in the Smart Tour and racing all over America, but no matter whether you have a motorcycle or maybe an ATV, Bell Helmets has safety equipment for you. Will anybody stop during this caution period? They have the opportunity to do so. 1 tire at the disposal of each and every one of these teams, and only 1 tire. They can take tires from other corners and swap them around a little bit to get the desired stagger that they want, but only 1 brand new tire at the disposal of all of these teams during this race. Usually, lap 30 mark just a little bit too early. And usually a little later on here in this race, we could see a rash of cautions. It's just one of those things that we expect here at Caraway as you get closer to the end of the race and things heat up, emotions are on the rise, and the competitiveness just ratchets it up just a little bit. Jason Tutterow brings his 22 machine down pit road. Tutterow is running near the tail end of the field, struggling with that race car a little bit, is the independent runner. And Jason Tutterow, one of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet, owner of Carolina Drilling, and he is a big supporter of not only the Smart Modified Tour, his own team, but also the Carolina Drilling drone coverage here on Flow Racing. There is that drone coverage, also sponsored by CitraSafe Grill Cleaner. I know it's past Labor Day, but there's still plenty of grilling time to go. Go to Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot, get yourself some CitraSafe Grill Cleaner, the best biodegradable, non-toxic grill cleaner on the market. If it's grilling season, then it's race season, and you got to get yourself some CitraSafe Grill Cleaners. Joey Braun on pit road. This kid has been so exciting to watch as a Racing Electronics Rookie of the Year competitor. A little bit of a change. Joey not liking that race car. No tire change, but a little bit of a change for that race car in terms of getting the handling a little bit better maybe to where he wants it to be. He'll start at the tail end of the field. Jimmy Wallace also on pit road during this caution period. Jeremy Gersner in the 55. Back to his own race car after running the Shady Grady Racing 15 last week. Melissa Fifield on pit road. Melissa with a great story as well in that 0-1 machine. Melissa has started 158 races on the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. All of those races you can see as part of a subscription with Flow Racing. Fifield overcame breast cancer and battled back. She made her first start back from breast cancer back in July here at Caraway Speedway, and now competing in her second career Smart Modified Tour event. We're looking forward to next Saturday night in Spotsylvania, Virginia. The Flying VA Classic at Dominion Raceway. You talk about a fine facility, that certainly is for every fan that's in the house. Some great food as well. You always got to have some food at a racetrack, and that provides one of the best. The Citrus Safe Grill Cleaners Choose Cone is out. You can see everybody when they get to that cone. They have the opportunity to choose inside or out. I think Tommy Lancaster actually watching the broadcast here today. I want to shout out to Tommy and thank him for all he does for all of motorsports. Bowman Gray Stadium, Smart Tour, and a lot more, as well as the Z-Max Cars Tour as well. Citrus Safe, a proud supporter of racing throughout the South. We'll be coming back to the green flag. Still 69 laps to go in this one. Carson Lofton has been the dominator so far after winning the Pace-O-Matic Pole Award. On his outside, the person that led the field to the green flag, Caden Lapsevich in that black number 39. They'll fire in the Pace-O-Matic restart zone. Oh, Lapsevich trying to block Cisco. Couldn't get down. They rub left rear to right front. But Lapsevich able to regain control of second. Now here comes Hartwig on the outside of Cisco. Battle is on for third. Cisco able to get in the spot in that U.S. coin machine. A lot of brake smoke going into turn number one that time by Hartwig and Baldwin. Now the battle for fourth. Baldwin on the inside, a little sideways coming off the corner for the 73 of Hartwig. Baldwin and Hartwig battled for the win at Hickory Motor Speedway earlier in the springtime. Hartwig picking up that victory. Hartwig came down on Baldwin a little bit coming off of turn number two. Baldwin would have nothing to do with that. Baldwin up to fourth. Hartwig now outside the top five. Burt Myers gets by, and here comes Jake Crum as well. That's a big shakeup right there because Hartwig needs every point that he can get. He shuts the door on Jake Crum to preserve a spot. So with that change, it's Lofton, Lapsevich, Cisco, and then Baldwin. Burt Myers into the top five in the one car. Danny Bone at the tail end of this area there. Great shot by Elgin Trailer. Our battle cam here today. 25 of Danny Bone. 5 races since he's been back. 4 top 5 finishes. Kyle Sisko now being pressured for 3rd. Luke Baldwin wants 2 in a row. To do that, he's got a couple of cars to pass. Baldwin to the inside. Sisko shuts the door. Sisko goes a little bit high because of that. Baldwin, it allows him to move by into the 3rd spot. Nice and calm at this juncture of the race, but I believe it's starting to heat up right around that 31 car of Sisko. Burt Myers tries to get to the inside, can't do it. Burt Myers definitely a little bit faster than the car in front of him, that 31 car of Sisko. Battle for 10th. Joey Coulter has it. Jonathan Cash trying to get it. Cash sideways to the inside of Coulter's machine. Jay Cash in the 16 gets the spot. Now Joey Coulter, who's 4th in points, outside the top 10 in the running order as we near the midway part of this race. Burt Myers was about to get a little bit antsy for the spot, but we got Bellinger up there in the wall, or some smoke coming out from underneath the hood in between turns 1 and 2. That'll bring out the caution. So bad break for the driver making his first start with the series. Has been so good in the crate modified wars here at this racetrack, the leader in the point standings. So Bellinger, his day will come to an end as we near the halfway point in this race. So that'll slow down the pace a little bit with Carson Lofton leading. We'll take a quick break here on Flow Racing and come back as we're closer to the halfway point of this Robert Jeffries Memorial. Welcome back to Caraway Speedway with a Smart Modified Tour. Everybody coming down pit road. It's a circus right now to get that one tire that these teams can take during this 99-lap race. There was some confusion for the 15 team. We were listening to their radio on the racing electronics communication device that we have. And the 15, Carson Lofton, inside that race car, who is our leader and is the first car on pit road, he cannot communicate with his team right now. So they were asking him, they were hoping that he could still hear, and told him to make the choice, come down pit road. And when he made that choice, everybody said, let's go and do it now, because who knows what's going to happen. This race could go green the rest of the way. You can see Joey Braun in the 79 car, that team making some changes, hoping to get Joey. It's the second time he's been on pit road during this race. There is the 7VA of Luke Baldwin. Baldwin was on the charge just prior to this caution. Carter McMurray in the Bass Pro Shops, number 40, and Danny Bone, who was riding inside the top 10, but not having the very fast progress that we expected out of that 25. But there is Carson Lofton in the car that his dad ran the past couple of seasons with the Smart Modified Tour. The team changing the right rear tire on that car, making some other adjustments, and checking the tire pressure as well on that 15. And this is a controlled caution, so all the drivers that came down pit road, which was everybody on the racetrack, I believe, they'll be able to maintain their spots that they had prior to the caution. This is an opportunity to keep costs down and keep the safety where it needs to be, and still allow these teams to make adjustments and then go back out onto the racetrack. So Carson Lofton will get back to the lead here in the number 15. We'll see if those changes that they made on that race car keep him up front. Slate Myers, so many others. Ryan Newman that team is always one of the last out of these breaks where everybody comes down pit road, but they take their time, make sure they get what they need for Ryan Newman in that number 2 machine right there. We got Burt Myers on the Racing Electronics Race Communication. Burt, you're having a good run. What does it feel like right now?
It's all about track position. It's so hard to pass. The top 5 or 6 cars seem to be really equal, but we'll see if our adjustments at the pit stop made the difference and drive this thing to the front.
You're coming to the Citrus Safe Choose Cone. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
So the only driver to stay out was Daniel Yates in that number 18 machine. And now, remember, he does not have that fresh right rear tire. So will he be able to fire in the Pace-O-Matic restart zone? That's the big question right now. Carson Lofton on the outside of the front row for this one. Should technically be able to get his lead back because of that fresh right rear tire. The driver that might have a little difficult time here will be on the inside of the second row, and that's where Luke Baldwin in the Pace-O-Matic 7VA is. They will fire near the line in the Pace-O-Matic restart zone. As we expected, Lofton back to the lead. Here comes Lapsevich. Cisco not able to take advantage to get by Baldwin. Baldwin going to make it 3 wide momentarily. Baldwin to third. Yates on the outside. Here comes Burt Myers as well. Burt Myers up to 4th, and Ryan Newman, perfect scenario for him as well. 2nd in points, and Newman right there into the top 5 now for the first time today. A little bit further back, man, it is a bottleneck. Paulie Hartwig in the 73, third in points. Daniel Yates just kind of in the way with that old right rear tire. He's going back in this running order, and that's what happens sometimes. You take the chance, and it didn't pay off for Daniel Yates. So Lofton with about a 4-car length lead. Single file up front, but a gaggle of race cars right here. Look at Baldwin in the white 7 car, trying to shut down Carter McMurray. Back up front, the other Baldwin, Luke Baldwin, going for position number 2 on Caden Lapsevich. Luke Baldwin's got himself a car here today, very strong to the inside of the 39. And if he's able to get by the 39, Burt Myers is right there ready and waiting, as is Ryan Newman. Luke Baldwin already with 2 victories this year, last one coming last Saturday night at Carteret County Speedway. Burt Myers able to pull up into 3rd. 4th now settles in is Caden Lapsevich, and 5th, Ryan Newman. Kyle Sisko, because of that melee on the restart, now outside the top 5 in the 6th spot. And one of the quickest cars on the racetrack is Jonathan Cash in 7th. A little bit further back, there you have a pair battling. The 99 of Jake Crum, who's lost a bunch of spots, and Jack Baldwin. Those two have gotten into it a time or two. Baldwin wraps the back bumper of the 99 of Crum. Those drivers battling outside the top 10. But we got a car wicked loose now, right in the middle of the top 10. The 31 of Kyle Sisko. We are at the halfway point of this race. Carson Lofton leads, but Kyle Sisko has his hands full sideways off of turn number 2 last time by, kind of bottlenecked the 16 of Jonathan Cash and Paulie Hartwig right behind him. Here comes Jonathan Cash to the inside of Sisko. That car ill handling for the 31. Jonathan Cash, will he get the spot here? Jay Cash on a roll here on the Smart Modified Tour over the last couple of races after a tumultuous first part of the season. Cash now up to 6th, but he's got a long way to go until he catch 5th place running Ryan Newman. Paulie Hartwig, here he comes. Danny Bone is there as well. Hartwig and Bone side by side. That is for the 7th and 8th spot. Sisko kind of slows up Hartwig. That'll allow Bone. It's 3 New Jersey drivers battling together outside the top 5. Joey Coulter right in the mix of things as well. Kind of pushes his way. Pushes the back bumper of Hartwig. Moves by Sisko. Sisko dropping like a rock. Ever since he changed the right rear tire, Kyle Sisko has been in trouble. Paulie Hartwig trying to regain after losing a couple of spots because of a shuffle on that restart. Here comes Jake Crum. Crum in the 99, who's been so strong at times this season and struggled just a little bit as of late. Moves by the 31 of Sisko. Braun gets by, and here comes Slate Myers as well, the rookie. Back towards the top of the heat, we're looking for 3rd on back. Burt Myers owns that 3rd spot. 4th is Caden Lapsevich, and then Ryan Newman. Just to let you know who's running 6th through 10th, Jonathan Cash is 6th. Danny Bone has climbed his way to 7th. 8th is Paulie Hartwig. 9th, Joey Coulter. And 10th appears to be Carter McMurray, having a very good run after a week off with the Smart Modified Tour. Still plenty of time to go in this one. 30 laps. Lofton looking dominant here today. Burt Myers very strong as well. Starting to catch the 7VA for Sadler Stanley Racing in front of him. Baldwin, we're awaiting some announcements maybe with his plans at some point because he has been so good. He's got a lot of eyes on him for possibly climbing the charts. He's run some NASCAR Truck Series races this year. Could he get the opportunity because of the success that he has found here and in other areas of his racing career? Hartwig in the 73, a little bit further back in the field. Still holding off Joey Coulter. Third in points and fourth in points in that picture right there. Joey Coulter with 2 wins in the Smart Modified Tour, but nearly a 40-race winless streak for that driver out of Florida. Hartwig, that 14-year-old who's been so impressive this year. 8th grader. It's incredible. Winning on the Smart Modified Tour in 2025. This is one of the most calm tour-type modified shows I've ever seen at Caraway Speedway. Have everybody up here in the booth, including my buddy Derek Pernisiglia, looking, going, wow, very unlike Caraway. Usually see maybe even a lot more aggressive driving style, but we still got plenty of laps to go, so let's not say we're not going to see it just yet. Everybody dancing around the racetrack, even after that tire change, trying to save the right rear for the end of the race. Usually, at the end of these races, we see some cautions. And everybody biding their time right now to save their stuff as much as they can. Joey Braun and Jake Crum starting to go at it. Slate Myers is there in this shot as well. Jake Crum in the 11th spot, Braun in 12th, and 13th is Slate Myers. Jack Baldwin in that mix as well in the white number 7 car. Not the day that Jack wanted after a pair of great finishes, including a runner-up last Saturday night at Carteret. Burt Myers appeared like he had a little pep in his step here today. He's got a very fast race car riding in 3rd right now. The funny thing was, Burt yesterday, with so much rain here, we had a lake on pit road. Burt Myers was walking pit road with no shoes or socks on. Said he was going to do it the easy way and walk around like he was still at the beach like we were last week with the Smart Modified Tour. It's been a while since Burt Myers has been to victory lane. Could he be saving his stuff? The big question. A little bit of a situation here with Ryan Newman and Jonathan Cash. Jonathan Cash and Ryan Newman used to share a ride at Sadler Stanley Racing a couple of seasons ago when Ryan Newman was a part-time competitor. Now Newman going for the championship for the 2nd consecutive year behind the wheel of that number 2 machine, but Cash has been very strong as of late. Danny Bone is there. Ryan Newman has been fading a little bit in the latter part of this race. And now under fire for position number 5 by the 16 of Jay Cash. Everybody knows Jonathan Cash around the kart scene. He is a wizard. Was great behind the wheel. Was great at setting up karts. Still involved with that. Hermie Sadler, a good friend of his, part owner of this team. Hermie, Bill Stanley had faith in Jonathan Cash, got that win, and now battling to get in the top 5 here. He took a shot at Ryan Newman, but could not pull the move off to the inside. And he's got to watch his rearview mirror as well because Danny Bone is there to go on the tack if Jonathan Cash stumbles. Newman gives him a lane but keeps the momentum up on the outside. Remember, this is to get in the top 5 here. Cash dives it into turn number 3. Little contact off of turn number 4 between Cash and Newman. Cash looks like he might be getting the spot off of turn number 2. Newman's got to watch Bone, though. Needs to close the door to protect the bottom, but he doesn't do it. Bone now moves to the inside of Ryan Newman. Jonathan Cash in the top 5. Danny Bone up to 6, and here comes Hartwig as well. Newman in trouble. Ryan Newman pretty safe inside the top 5, sitting 2nd in the point standings, but he is fading and fading fast here in the Robert Jeffries Memorial. A big shout out to Lee Jeffries, who is here running the crate modifieds. Lee Jeffries, the son of Robert Jeffries, a 3-time winner on the Smart Modified Tour. This race to pay tribute to him. Robert Jeffries meant so much to everybody here in the Smart Modified Tour, the winner of the first ever race in series history. Double box now on the screen. You see Jonathan Cash on the right side in the 25 of Danny Bone. That is a battle for 5th. On the left side of your screen, you see the advantage that the 15 has right now over Luke Baldwin. Carson Lofton looking for the victory. Started off the season so good last year. Just to give you some perspective, right now Lofton, the 6th fastest car on the racetrack, as shown by the speed charts. Burt Myers, very fast, fastest car on the racetrack, at least last time by. But what will that matter as the laps tick by here? Lap 82 of 99 now complete. You'd almost think for Burt Myers to have a shot here, he would certainly need a caution. But Luke Baldwin, can he close in on Carson Lofton? Jonathan Cash still hoping to make his way up a little bit further. A little bit of a wiggle by Caden Lapcevich. Jonathan Cash, a wiggle from him as well. Danny Bone jumps to the outside of the 16. This is for 4th on the racetrack. Lapcevich has lost grip on that race car. Almost sideways getting into the corner. But he's doing a good job of trying to hold it down and keep the 16 at bay. Cash is hungry. Cash gets into the back bumper just a little bit. He's going to be able to move the 39 up the racetrack. Jonathan Cash up to 4th, and Danny Bone now in 5th. Hartwig below the apron there, below the white line onto the apron, and gets up to 6th, moving Lapcevich back to 7th. Oh, what a time it would be for the fans in the stands if we got a caution right now. And I know that's not what Carson Lofton wants to see, and I'm not sure it's exactly what Luke Baldwin wants to see, at least not yet. Can he close in? It's more than a straightaway advantage from Lofton in 1st to 3rd place running Burt Myers. Second place, Luke Baldwin, about 3/4 of a straightaway. Oh, we got one coming off of turn number 2 that goes around. It's Jake Crum in the 99, and that will bring out the caution that Carson Lofton did not want to see. Fourth place on the racetrack, Jonathan Cash has had himself a good run. We'll go to the Racing Electronics Race Communication Jonathan Cash, how good is that race car? Now that you've closed the gap by virtue of that caution, do you have a shot at win number 2 on the season?
I make sure I wipe the
Well, I
kids'
definitely think we got
lunchbox and
Pace
backpacks
Matic
to
car
keep
to
their
do it.
belongings clean and free from germs. I spray the
here.
doorknobs, light switches, and
last
even
time they were
shoes.
giving me
Even
were
the
pretty
laundry
good
gets
compared to
extra
what was in
protection.
front,
Finish
but
off with
I guess
fresh,
we're gonna have about
sanitized
a 12
air.
lap
It's a
to
simple
shoot out,
routine, but if you know me in
so
real
it's just
life,
gonna
you
be
know
how
this
this-
is
how
me.
this line
Grab your
goes right
Lysol
here.
essentials at Walmart.
How does that racetrack feel right now with all the rain yesterday and now getting some more and more rubber on the racetrack as the race wears on?
It's a little bit slick right now. Of course, we got a bunch of laps on the tires, and so just having to drive off to be able to pass people is what's a little bit difficult.
We wish you the best of luck, Jay Cash.
Thank you.
Jonathan Cash inside that 16 car. Been trying to get Luke Baldwin on the radio, but have not heard anything, so we can't confirm to go to Luke Baldwin just yet. Trouble for Jake Crum. Jake Crum, the reason why the caution was thrown, and that Jamie and Cheryl Tomeno team assessing that damage. This restart.
I think it's going to be a good show for the fans. Should be a good 12 laps. Should be cool restarting up front with these guys. We'll see how it goes.
That car looks really, really good right now. Is it where it needs to be to go after this victory?
I guess we'll see here in a minute.
All right, we wish you the best of luck, Luke. Playing his cards close to his vest here, going after the win against one of his buddies, Carson Lofton. Both of those drivers, Carson running the full-time Z-Max Cars Tour on the late model stock car side, sitting 10th in the point standings. Luke Baldwin, part-time competitor on the pro late model side. Ryan Newman on pit road right now. We saw him dropping a bunch of spots prior to this caution, and now that team assessing what they need to do, swapping around some tires, taking some stagger measurements, and changing some tire pressure as well on that 2 machine. So coming into this one, only 2 races, including this one, prior to getting to the cutoff for the championship. Luke Baldwin, the leader, the defending series champion, has that point lead pretty solidly over Ryan Newman in the second spot. And then back there is Paulie Hartwig. He looks pretty safe as well. But from 4th through 7th in the standings, with the top 5 locking into the championship after next Saturday night, it's up for grabs, honestly. Jack Baldwin's going to have a difficult time. He's losing some spots and points here today because he's not having the run that he wants. Ryan Newman as well now on pit road. We'll see how much he can come through the field. But Joey Coulter, Paulie Hartwig, Jake Crum, the most recent caution here to bring that out here at lap 87. That 99 car is vying for a championship playoff spot. He sat on the bubble in the 5th spot in the standings. He could be knocked out of that spot here before the races end. We're going to go back to the Racing Electronics Race Communication. Danny Bone, you have worked hard during this race. What has this grind been like for you as you come to the Citrus Safe Choose Cone off of turn 4 next time?
Yeah, that last restart kind of killed us there, but yeah, this track spots. There's 12 to go. There's a lot of racing left.
I was going to say a lot of racing left. Remember that CitraSafe Choose Cone, 12 laps to go. Do you have a shot sitting 5th right now?
Anything can happen here. Hopefully.
Good luck, Danny. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.
That Andretti machine for Danny Bone has been very strong, and I would not count that tough guy out. Looks like a football player when he gets out of that race car. Danny Bone coming from such a great lineage of racers. His granddad, Parker, his dad, Eddie, a former Turkey Derby winner, and Danny moving down south and doing well throughout his career. A bunch of wins at Bowman Gray Stadium here on the Smart Tour, other tour-type modifieds in the south, and even ran some NASCAR Truck Series races, the driver of the 25. This one is key. What's going to happen in the Pace-O-Matic restart zone? 12 laps to go. Lofton with the lead, but Baldwin is right there. Baldwin with a really good run on the outside. Can he keep the momentum up? He cannot. Lofton back to the lead. Baldwin in second, and he files in. We got a car going around. It's Caden Lapcevich on the backstretch and gets nailed, I believe, by, is that Bellinger? That might be Bellinger down there. But it looked like Joey Braun was involved as well, as Caden Lapcevich had all sorts of trouble. Halfway down the backstretch, don't know if there was any contact, but Lapcevich, who was up front early, now brings out the caution with Joey Braun and others. Remember, Joey Braun in the 79 was 6th in points, and that car is coming down pit road sideways right now with the crab walk. So he's got a bunch of damage, I believe, to the rear end on that machine after that hit that he took by a car coming into that incident a couple of seconds after it happened. Joel Bellinger was the other car that was involved in that mishap. And I believe Joey Braun is done for the day here at Caraway. Look at that left rear right there. You can see the rear end on that machine just bent, and that means Joey Braun will have to go into Dominion, and he's going to lose a lot of spots in the battle for the top 5 drivers who will contend for a championship. Tough break for the Long Islander, who has been really a big surprise, a welcome surprise to the Smart Modified Tour this year with Hillbilly Racing, David Hill and that team. I tell you what, they have fought valiantly, but at the same time, this one is going to hurt here today at Caraway. Caden Lapcevich, that team looking at the left front on that car. Some maybe broken left front suspension on the 39 car, who picked the pole to lead the field to the green flag today in the qualifying redraw. Hope to see Lapcevich back with the Smart Modified Tour. $11 laps to go in this one, and we'll see another very fiery restart to come here in a couple of laps. Lofton over Baldwin, Burt Myers in 3rd, Jonathan Cash in 4th, Danny Bone in 5th, Hartwig in 6th, 7th now is Coulter. 8th is Carter McMurray. 9th now Jack Baldwin. And 10th Slate Myers. Paulie Hartwig outside the top 5, trying to hang in there. You're right there in the middle of that points battle to get in the top 5 for a playoff spot. Paulie, what do you think? You're just outside the top 5 here.
We had a really good car right now. We're just got to keep consistency. We're just trying to see if we can get really finish here right now so we can gain a couple points on Ryan Henley so far. So hopefully that holds on, and hopefully the cars stay together, and we'll just see how these last 10 laps go.
Paulie, it looks like you've been in the middle of some wild stuff out there. How crazy are these restarts, especially what we're going to see coming here in just a couple of laps?
I thought that last restart, a lot of people were going to jump their stuff, but everybody kept it together, and let's hopefully we have a good car.
We wish you the best, Paulie.
Thank you.
A big thank you to Racing Electronics for providing the race communication, allowing us to talk to each one of these drivers. And we appreciate all the drivers for being sportsmen as well, to talk to us on our Flow Racing broadcast right in the middle of a battle, especially as we inch closer to the championship battle here on the Smart Modified Tour. Just a reminder, we hopped on the radio earlier with the 15 car of Carson Lofton. All we know out of Carson Lofton from that team is that he cannot talk. They don't know, at least, what the communication is, but they believe that Carson can hear the team, but he cannot speak or give any feedback whatsoever. So Carson Lofton, we haven't not been able to speak to him because he does not have the radio capabilities, at least right now here in this race. Just making sure the starting lineup is correct before putting out the choose cone. Officials working with several of the teams to make sure they are in the correct spot. And one of those spots that's being contested right now is involving the 7 car of Jack Baldwin. Has been speaking. His team has been speaking to series officials to make sure that he gets in the spot that he believes he's in, but they are also going back and looking to make sure they line them up the last time they cross the line prior to coming back to green here at the end of this race. Coming to the choose cone, or we were. Now we're still trying to sort things out, and some of the debate is a lot of these teams utilize Race Monitor down on pit road, but sometimes Race Monitor does not have exactly what the Smart Series sees in terms of the scoring technology at the racetrack. So that is what we're trying to define right now in terms of the Smart Modified Tour to line people up, and that's where the discrepancy comes from at times. So now that that's getting cleared away, I believe next time by we will see the choose cone out, and then the following time we'll go back green. By the way, I know my nephew very well. Hudson Dillner is watching this race here today. I want to say a big happy birthday to Hudson Dillner. Wesley, Derek up here in the booth. I know Matthew celebrating the birthday of his son here today, turning 10 years old and a big fan of the Smart Modified Tour and racing around America. Happy birthday, Hud. Now it looks like we're going back green next time by after getting some of the lineups corrected. Want to make sure everything is spot on with only 11 laps to go. A lot on the line here. Not only the victory here today, but also championship implications for so many drivers in this race. Carson Lofton not involved as a part-time competitor with the championship equation, but he wants the win here today. Carson Lofton running for Shady Grady Racing in that 15, battling with Luke Baldwin on this restart. Baldwin gets a run, but does he have a good enough one? Yes, he does. He stays side by side with Lofton this time, but he gets right into line to make sure that he doesn't lose any spots. Jonathan Cash now up to third. Cash with a great move. The S&S Racing Team second and third in this race. Burt Myers has got Paulie Hartwig going after him. Burt Myers going to be able to keep that fourth spot. Paulie Hartwig now under fire for fifth as Danny Bone is there. We spoke to a lot of these drivers prior to the caution. Danny Bone on the inside of Hartwig. Danny Bone into the top five. Hartwig battles back to the inside. Hartwig is a fiery competitor for 14 years old, not afraid to use his bumper as well. Now under 10 to go in this one. Things settling in, at least for now. Everybody in the top 12 or 15 positions, single file around this racetrack. Baldwin just can't muster up enough strength to close in on Carson Lofton. Derek Pernisigli and I were talking during that caution period, and prior to the yellow coming out, Lofton was extending his lead, and now is hoping to do that once again. Baldwin giving it all he can. Hartwig is as well. Hartwig back to the inside of Danny Bone for fifth. The kid is like the Energizer Bunny. Just keeps on going and going. Bone on the outside. One tough customer, but he loses the spot to the 73. I want to give a shout out to Carter McMurray as well. He's got a couple of top 10 finishes this year, but after missing a race, he's back and back in the top 10. Newman trying to move through the field as well. A handful of laps left in this one. Lofton, the teenager, setting the pace, looking for his second victory in the Smart Modified Tour at Caraway Speedway. The top five pretty set. Hartwig starting to catch Burt Myers for fourth. 2 laps to go, and Lofton is opening up his lead. Hartwig trying to do it the tough way around. Tried to go to the outside, now to the inside of Burt Myers. Battle is on for fourth. Hartwig gets it. Burt Myers says, I'm going to try to lock down fifth spot. 1 lap to go for Carson Lofton. Baldwin, despite trying all that he could, cannot muster up enough strength to close in on his buddy Carson Lofton. Jonathan Cash in third. But today, for the second time in his career, Carson Lofton is a winner with the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. Luke Baldwin in the second spot. Third, Jonathan Cash. Fourth, Paulie Hartwig. Another top 5 run for the teenager. And fifth is Burt Myers in the Pinnacle Financial number 1. Sixth, Danny Bone. Seventh, Jack Baldwin. Eighth, Joey Coulter. Ninth is Carter McMurray. And 10th, Ryan Newman.
gentlemen, we are getting ready for post-race interviews. The Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. Bob Dillner heading down to Pace-O-Matic Victory Lane, and Randy Pettit. How about it? I got to say this. I've been announcing here off and on at Caraway since 2019. This is probably one of the most calmest races I've ever seen here at this racetrack, this famed half mile here in Sophia, North Carolina. Unbelievable.
Well, these drivers, you know, they talk to each other a lot, and of course everybody knew there was a string of races here at Caraway that just seemed not only to us and the fans, to the drivers, the teams, it took forever. So hats off to all the teams today. They did a great job. We had a lot of close calls. They were up on the wheel. You know, maybe the daytime helped. I don't know, but we had a cool racetrack, and it was very conducive.
Go ahead, Bob. Go.
Carson Lofton.
I know. You got nothing.
Nothing.
It's working over the broadcast. It's working over the broadcast.
Luke Baldwin comes over and congratulates Carson Lofton after a dominant performance here today in the Shady Grady Racing number 15. Carson Lofton climbs out victorious. He's back in victory lane with the Smart Modified Tour. A shower down here for Carson Lofton. Congratulations all around. Jeremy Gerstner, everybody coming over. Carson Lofton, let's face these fans here today. What does it feel like to come back to victory lane with the Smart Mods?
Man, it feels good. This year I've struggled so much. It's been such a mentally challenging year for me. You know, with the late model stuff, I've really been struggling with that. And to come out here and get this win for Robert, for this Jeffries family, man, it means a lot. Because these guys came really close a lot of times with my dad. And, you know, finally get it for them, it means a lot. So just can't thank this group enough. This is probably one of the best race cars I've ever had. So just can't thank them enough.
I want to ask you to be running this 15-car car that your dad ran. What does it mean to you from a historical perspective here at Modifies, because your family has been involved for so long?
Man, it means a lot. You know, my dad was out of racing for a while, and then these guys gave him an opportunity, and that's really what sparked the bug right back in me to be able to race. And I just can't thank them enough. They gave me my first opportunity to drive a tour mod, and here we are again, and we got to win our first race back together. So just can't thank them enough. Got to thank Grady Jeffries Sr., Grady Jeffries Jr., this whole Shady Grady Racing group, and like I say, this one's for Robert.
Were you nervous on those last couple of restarts with your buddy Luke Baldwin? You know how strong he can be.
Yeah, for the lead I had, I got really nervous because I didn't know if I burned it up or what they had, and thankfully we had a really good race car and able to hold them off at the end.
Carson Lofton gets the job done in the Robert Jeffries Memorial today at Caraway. The Banker's Life Smarty Trophy being presented in Victory Lane. That is manufactured by Jostens. Chris Williams there to make that trophy presentation. Modified racing is all about family, and it's nice to see families back in victory lane together. Here's another family that is always strong, the Baldwins, 1 and 2 last Saturday night. Now Luke Baldwin in second, your buddy in victory lane there. I know you like to see that, but you would have loved to get to that number 1 spot. What did you miss just a little bit to try to take over that top spot?
Yeah, I don't know. That 15 car was just really, really fast. It really drove off the bottom, you know, a whole lot better than anybody else could. So I think we're just missing that. But, yeah, it's still a really good run for us. It's the best run we've had here. This is a place that we always come to and struggle and you know, just haven't had great runs here. So it's good to come out here. And we didn't qualify very well, and we were able to make up for it, pass some cars, which I don't know. I think I passed more cars here today than I have in, like, all the races I've ran here. We struggled to make passes, and we were able to do it. So, good run. Really good points day. I think guys behind us struggled today, so yeah, we'll take it. Congrats to Carson. He had to use me up one time on one restart, but no, I'm no harm, no foul. We raced it out. So yeah, congrats to Carson. Gritty team, really good guys over there, and they have a really fast race car. It showed all year. So yeah, good day for products, Pace-O-Matic 7VA team, and yeah, it'll be good to move on to Dominion, which I love that place. So I'm excited.
I want to know, your team has been so consistent all year, but it feels like it might be getting stronger at the right time. Do you feel that as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we've been just about as good all year. It just, little gremlins have kept us out of races here and there, and I think we're just as strong as we've ever been, like you said, and we're gonna be tough for this last stretch, and I'm excited to see what we can do.
Let's finish with the Smart Mod here at Caraway. Luke Baldwin in that second spot. His teammate, and remember, last week it was Sadler Stanley Racing winning both events near the beach in North Carolina, and today you're third. You must be just tickled to keep up this consistency, Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean, after last weekend, we got a really fast race car. Today we messed up in qualifying a little bit. Track was green, and we kind of went the wrong way, but man, I mean, really, we had a really good race car. The last caution, we got had some bounce in the front end. It really wouldn't grip like it would before, but I'm pretty ecstatic. I mean, really, if you'd have told me I'm going to give you a top 5 at Caraway and the car ready to go to Dominion,
In
I'd
partnership
said I'd
with
take it.
Lysol,
We just struggle here really bad, like Luke said, for whatever reason.
We grab Lysol every year to help protect our home. I make sure I wipe the kids'
I like
lunch
to thank
bags and
Pace-O-Matic,
backpacks
Hermie
to keep their
Sadler, Bill
belongings
Stanley,
clean and free from
PSR,
germs. I
Robert
spray
Yates
the
Racing
doorknobs,
Engines.
light
Those guys,
switches,
I
and
mean,
even shoes. Even
as
the
you can see, we
laundry
got two
gives
fast
extra
race cars,
protection.
and hopefully
Finish
the rest
off
of the
with
year we can
fresh,
keep doing this.
sanitized air.
Jonathan Cash and the boys will head to Dominion Raceway next Saturday night. The final race before we lock in 5 drivers to decide who's going to be vying for the playoffs in terms of the championship for the final 3 events of the year. Folks, congratulations to Carson Lofton. Thank you on behalf of Chris Williams and everybody from the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. I am Bob Dillner, and we will see you next Saturday night at Dominion Raceway in Spotsylvania, Virginia.
Thank you, Bob. So